Our next speaker is Mr. Cleedon Botha from EY Africa, ACR leader. A little bit about him. He joined Ernst & Young in the audit department and completed his professional training contract. And then he left Ernst & Young to join a safari company as a finance manager in Botswana. That sounds quite cool. But then he returned to Ernst & Young and joined the tax department. Now, professional experience, he has that in auditing, clients ranging from sole proprietors to manufacturing organizations, and his portfolio included listed companies and multinational clients. He's got client experience with Eskom Holdings, Spoornet, Cisco Technologies, and the African National Congress, as well as the Department of Rural Development and Land Affairs. Long CV as well. It is my pleasure to welcome on stage Mr. Cleedon Botha.
Ja, it's here.
Thanks very much for that introduction. I'll try to keep it as short as possible. Well, can I ask everyone out there, how many of you are competitive? Who believes their university is the best? I can't hear. That sounds a lot better. A lot better. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here this morning to speak to you about a competition that we run at EY. Not EY South Africa, not just EY Africa, but EY Global. Competition is about the Young Tax Professional of the Year. And our Young Tax Professional of the Year gets to compete on a global platform. Approximately 30 countries competing. Students like yourself, students who either have joined firms or are still studying and would like to showcase themselves on an international stage. So, who wants to prove that the university is the best? Okay, let me entice you a bit. The winner of the competition gets to spend 30 days around the world, specifically 10 days Hong Kong, 10 days United States, and 10 days in Singapore. Sorry, London. 10 days in London. Who's interested now? Okay, right, I see the interest is picking up all of a sudden. Okay, the format that we run the competition in is first, we'll go through a multiple choice section. So you'll have to answer multiple choice questions. You'll then have to answer pros questions, specifically set by lecturers from the various universities. After you've selected, you will then progress through to a second round. Second round includes doing presentations to a panel of judges. Once selected, we will then go through to the global competition, where we will prepare you for that based on the international tax matters. You will get a coach assigned to you who will then support you and coach you through the process. Thereafter, you will compete against other students from the global universities and showcase your talent. But I've done a lot of talking. Let me show you what that video looks like of last year's competition.
Congratulations to all of you. It's really great accomplishment.
imagine myself against tax professionals in the future.
Wow, it's a shock for me. I got this far.
It's a really good experience to meet people from all over the world.
From different cultures, from different countries.
It's like the Olympics here. I mean, so many countries.
It's really fun to run around in Copenhagen and learn things about Copenhagen and about the other people in your group.
Families went around the city trying to find the spots. We brought out the element of teamwork.
It's a very fun group actually, so we are laughing all the time. We were also exhausted in the end, but it was a great pleasure.
We had great discussions on not only on technical skills but also on sharing ideas.
Exchanging experiences, not only professional experiences, but also life experiences.
It was really beautiful to see the city by night.
I was really surprised, but also very happy that they took the focus from the tax issues into how we present ourselves, how we interact with others.
What is to do with the body and the voice, how to present, how to be on the stage, how to speak.
I think it's necessary for everyone to have such soft skills.
The advices I had will be very useful to me. It's like a treasure.
Technology allows that you can do everything, anytime, any place in the world.
The insights from the leaders of EY were really helpful.
You get a very broad insight of the business.
It's great. They are taking so much interest in developing our profession.
If we want to have the best clients, we also have to have the best people.
You always come up with tax issues, whether we're studying finance or accounting or business administration. There are much more opportunities than tax advice only.
During my first lecture of tax, I got fascinated about it.
It integrates all business decisions without people really thinking about it.
It's also a room for creativity and try to find solutions. It's very solution driven.
Lots of things to resolve and to find the answer.
Tax is the stuff that keeps the society fair. It's about the income reallocation. Today was, of course, the most exciting day because we have this challenging case.
You have 10 minutes of presentation and questions. It's definitely dynamic.
Industry. I met so many great, inspiring people.
It's very useful to know those people and to be able to ask questions, to have a sort of network.
Our third round is Charisma Mathwani from India.
Second is Johan Small.
Maybe later we'll really realize what the impact is on our careers and all that, but at the moment I think we're just really looking forward to
here that I just know I can rely on.
I love that. We will be keeping in touch.
We stayed here only for 4 days, but I consider it will be my best days.
Best event in my life. It has been a fantastic experience.
Great international experience.
A life-changing experience.
I learned so much.
I learned that everything can be possible.
Everything was amazing.
Entertaining and inspiring.
It's been a great start on my career.
It's really, really worth entering. Everyone should apply.
If you have this opportunity, you should never miss it.
Take advantage of every opportunity that's given to you. A good learning experience.
It's been a rush. Adrenaline rush. Amazing.
Right, so to bring that to life, ladies and gentlemen, I am very, very proud to have joined me on stage, Johan Small.
What is this for? I have to put it back, I was told. Can I close it? Yep. That's not my speech, eh? Is it on? Good. Okay. I almost thought they brought me a different speech or something, yeah? For a moment. Okay, let's just get one thing clear. I am not here to tell you how to become successful. I am only the young tax professional of the year, meaning that I still have a long way to go. If you want to know how to be successful, you need to speak to people like Mr. Sian Klu. He's already made it, got the t-shirt or probably the $10,000 suit or something. So, and when you do, please take me with, because I also want to know how to get there. In any case, so what can I basically tell you that's worth your while? Well, as you saw, I had the amazing opportunity to be part of this journey, to be part of the Young Tax Professional of the Year competition, the regional one and obviously the international one. And maybe to take it back a little bit, we all have defining moments in our lives, and I hope that in the future we all will have some more defining moments in our lives. But the last couple of years I've had rooms, defining rooms, like conference rooms and things like that. We'll get to that. After school, I enrolled at the University of Pretoria to study accounting, and with the hope to become a chartered accountant. And in my first year of articles, I had the opportunity to be an academic article trainee at the University of Pretoria. So basically what it meant, instead of going straight to the audit firm and make coffee for audit team, I was allowed to make coffee for lecturers. What it also meant was that I was able to enroll in a master's degree in taxation. If you ever decide you want to do something like that in your life, I really think you should. It's quite amazing. But I also met a couple of people that became mentors in my lives. Okay, and after my period at the University of Pretoria, I went back to the audit firm. I'm currently in my final year as an academic trainee at Deloitte in the Pretoria office. And hopefully next week Friday, when I get my final board exam results, I would never have to write an exam in my life. So, but sorry for you guys, you still have a way to go. Any case, about a year ago, I got a call from Professor Alma Venter, who I met at the university and is a mentor and a close friend of mine. And he said to me that EY is hosting this Young Tax Professional of the Year competition, and I know that you are busy auditing and you have your board exam to study for and all of that, but I've already filled in your application. Please go online, download the questions. The deadline is tomorrow. If you work through the night, you should be able to make it. End of discussion, done. Okay? Now, in my opinion, Professor Finn is a very clever guy, but you know, sometimes clever people can tend to be crazy or something. But I mean, what did I have to lose? The next thing I know, I'm sitting in this fancy hotel room in Hyde Park, and I'm trying to comprehend the fact that I just won the South African International Young Tax Professional of the Year. That and an iPad, of course. Okay? And to be honest, I must say, if it wasn't for my mentor, Elmer Fenter, or one of my mentors, I definitely wouldn't have made it there. Okay, I wouldn't even have entered. Any case, take a hop, skip, and a jump, and suddenly I'm in a different kind of room, an airport departure lounge. For those of you who haven't been there, it's quite nice, you get free food and everything. And I was on my way to Copenhagen in Denmark, sitting there thinking, how awesome is it that somebody else is paying for me to go see a different country. Upon my arrival in Copenhagen, I must be honest, at first it wasn't that interesting. Everything worked, everything was clean, everyone was happy. At one stage I was hoping that somebody would threaten my life, maybe try to mug me just to get it exciting or whatever. But I must say throughout the week it is an amazing place, and not necessarily a number one holiday destination for everyone, but it is a spectacular place once you've been there. Very expensive though. Any case, so here we are on the first day of this tax conference, and luckily the competition was only at the very end of the week, and on the first day we were all in the boardroom, kind of, or conference room like this one, and all the participants were in this room. Like you saw, it's people from 28 different countries. If you quickly want to try and name 28 different countries, at some stage you're going to realize it's actually quite a lot of different people. Different languages, experiences, cultures, literally 20 different countries. So there I was on the one side, binging on some of the Danish pastries that they had laid out for us, and I was looking at all the people in this room, and it had a certain familiarity around it. Even though everyone was different, with a different background, different countries, the room felt like one back here at home. I mean, on the one side, you had the beautiful blonde girl from Sweden, I think you saw on the picture or in the video, and she already made friends, obviously, with the beautiful blonde girl from Britain. And trying to chat them up, obviously, was the guy with the perfectly gelled hair from the Netherlands. Okay? And just as you expect, on the other side of the room, you had a group of guys that were way too clever for us normal people. And they barely met one another, and they were already debating some technical issue about something that the rest of us don't understand. Okay? And like I said, as you would expect, you also had your room, or your group of guys in the room that were chilled out from Portugal and Brazil, I think, speaking about soccer, and they were talking to Andreas from Austria. I think that's probably the coolest guy I've ever met in my life. He's a snowboarder. To this day, I believe he's so cool that he makes his own snow when he snowboards. And I think we all can already try and think, which group of people you would have ended up with if you were there. And so could I. That very first day and the first moment I walked in, I already knew which group of people I'm going to end up with. Definitely not the clever one, I can tell you that. But you see, I would have made my first mistake right there and then, because the whole purpose of this EY conference is to give us the opportunity to make an international, diverse network. Now come back to this room today. Later on, you're going to get an opportunity to network. What does it mean? What's the value of it? But the fact of the matter is, like any other room, it's again going to break up in those same old little groups, the familiar groups. And you again are going to have to face that opportunity or that situation where you shouldn't be able to, or shouldn't be in the position where you choose just to go back to that same room. Because the moment you step into the workplace, and I've been there now for my 3rd year, you don't get to choose who do you work with, which group of people you're going to work with. You don't get to choose what group of people your client is. So you need to be able to network and connect with all the different groups of people. Okay. The second thing I want to share with you was after this, the conference and the pastries, and then the week we had in Copenhagen, we had a lot of fun. I think you guys saw about the treasure hunt we had throughout the city. It was a great way to experience the city. And all of this was leading up to the final of this competition, which is obviously why we were there. And on the final day, how it worked, each of you got a time slot and everyone got the same scenario. And it was my turn to enter the preparation room. And I entered and they gave me my scenario. And I was halfway through it and I realized this is way too technical and complex for my knowledge. Okay? So here I have a problem. These people, or EY is paid to send me to Copenhagen and now I'm going to look like an idiot. So what now? And in that difficulty I was presented with an opportunity. Because you see, I realized that if all the other guys have the correct technical answer, then who's going to be different? Who's going to be special? And I thought back to that same night in the conference room when I had the different groups of people, and at one stage I picked up the booklet that they had prepared, and in every booklet there was like a 2-page of every person. Now obviously you first go to your page to see how your picture looks and whatever, and then you go to the Swedish blonde girl, and then you work your way through your competition, and you read their CVs. And as I was reading their qualifications and reflecting towards my own, I realized that, sorry Johan, but you're not that special. Great, you have these degrees, but so do they. Some of them even have masters and already masters, and some of them are heading towards PhDs. So why are you that special? Now let's come back to this room. Here you are, most of you are honors or 3rd year. Basically you all have the same qualifications. What makes you special? Because you see, your qualifications is of paramount importance. Because if it wasn't for your qualifications, you wouldn't have been in this room in the first place. That was your ticket to get in here. The problem is, that's not going to get us into Mr. Sian Klu's room, or the partner's room, and the director's room. The only way we're going to get into their room is if we are able to show them why we are relevant. Why are you special? So like I said, in the competition I got the info, I realized I'm way out of my depth here, but I had an opportunity to realize that here I can do something different, I can play to my strengths, and I can work towards being relevant in my way. Okay, and then I came second. You know? No, but to be honest, I'm still going to London next week in April, so it wasn't all that bad. As I said, the only way you're going to get into your next room, that next stage in your career, okay, especially after it starts, is if you are able to show why you're relevant. Now, do you have to become this charismatic, outspoken, extrovert person and connect with everyone and be able to speak like Mr. Jim, you know, in front of a room full of people? Maybe. But take for example Matthew from France. Throughout the whole week we were there. Throughout all the workshops, all the sessions, the debates, Matthew didn't say a word. Matthew didn't ever question anything, answer anything. He was just a quiet guy in the one corner. But when the competition day came, Matthew knew what was his strengths. He knew how to construct an argument, he knew he had technical knowledge, and he knew exactly how to present it, and he won. So the point I'm trying to get at is, first of all, you're going to have to show that you're relevant every single day of your career. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you focus on your strengths. Have you thought about them? If you have, great. Have you thought about how to use them? That's a different question. But the fact of the matter is you have to focus on your strengths. On the night of the final, I was again in a room. To be more precise, it was a ballroom of Moltke's Palace. It's literally a palace. As we walked into the doors, you had the chandeliers hanging. Everyone was dressed up and fancy looking. On the one side, you had a lady playing on the concert piano, somebody singing live. It was a spectacular evening. And again, I was sitting at the table and I was looking at the people throughout the night. And the people in that room were at the pinnacle of their careers. It was partners, directors, CEOs, it was officials from government entities like SARS. These people were literally at the pinnacle of their career. And I realized that this is their room. And for that night, at least, I got in. And I can't tell you what an experience that is and what that does to you. So, to end off with, we as young professionals have a long career ahead of us. My advice is to try and do what I try to do every day. Make sure you get yourself mentors for different stages of your life and your career. They really can sometimes spot opportunities that you and I are not yet able to spot for ourselves. Connections are so important. We speak a lot about networking nowadays. There's a whole session set out today just for networking. But when you network, you need to network diversely. Because the tax profession is not something that is enclosed and confined anymore. It's across the whole world for that. You need to connect diversely. And then lastly, every single day, try and show them why you are relevant. I hope you have a lovely Valentine's Day, and thank you to SAIT for this conference.
Jan, thanks so much for those insightful words. Can I ask you dig into your bags and pull out your yellow cap and your stress ball? And ask the photographer to come around to the front. Please place your cap on. Hold up your stress ball. Let's hold up that stress ball nice and high. Great stuff. Keeping that stress ball high. Have a look what's written on that stress ball. www.ey.com/YTPY. We entered the competition in 2012. We came third, University of Cape Town. We entered 2013. We came second, University of Pretoria. We are entering 2014. What do I want? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cleedon, Botha. I'm a partner sponsor for the Young Tax Professional of the Year. The competition in Gauteng is officially open.